saying a word, he picks up the crate and leaves the gift behind on the ground. He doesn't care about it. The rest of the day he sits inside, drinking alone. A chessboard is set up on the table and he plays against himself in silence. The following week, Jessie gathers the courage to try something different. This time, she doesn't just leave the crate, she knocks on the door. Michael opens it, clearly annoyed. He grabs the crate quickly and starts to shut the door again. But Jessie doesn't back down. She wedges her foot in the door, holding it open, and offers the gift again. "Why don't you ever say hello?" she asks. "Why do you always stay away from us?" Michael says nothing. He forcefully pushes her foot aside and slams the door shut. From outside, Jessie shouts, "I'm not afraid of you." Then she turns and heads back to the boat. The gift is left sitting there again. Out on the water, her uncle gets a weather alert. A storm is coming in fast. The sky darkens, the wind picks up, and the waves grow violent within minutes. Jessie struggles to climb into the small boat and starts rowing, but the sea is too rough. A wave crashes in, knocking the oar from her hands. Her uncle tries to grab it, but another massive wave hits and flips the boat completely. Back on the island, Michael's dog starts whining at the window. Something's wrong. Michael looks out and sees the chaos in the ocean. He runs outside. In his rush, he accidentally kicks the gift aside. Without hesitation, he jumps onto his boat, slides down toward the water, fires up the engine, and speeds straight into the storm. Jessie surfaces for a moment, but her leg is tangled in a fishing net. She can't swim. Another wave crashes over her, dragging her under. She goes still. Michael dives in. He reaches her, pulls at the net, untangles the knots, and finally frees her. He looks around for her uncle and tries to find him, but it's too late. Michael gets Jessie onto his boat and immediately starts CPR, fighting to bring her back. After a long struggle, Jessie finally starts breathing again. That evening, she wakes up in Michael's bed. The first thing she asks about is her uncle. Michael quietly tells her the truth. As soon as she hears it, she breaks down. She spends the rest of the day lying there, unable to move, while Michael sleeps silently on the couch. The next morning, he checks her ankle. It's badly swollen, cut up from the net. Jessie looks at him and asks, "Why didn't you call the police? Does anyone even know I'm here?" Michael doesn't answer. He just tells her to rest. When he steps out to get water, Jessie's frustration boils over. "I need to get off this island," she says. "My family must be looking for me." But Michael knows the truth. Her mother is gone, and her father was never in her life. There's no one coming. Later, when Michael leaves the room, Jessie gets out of bed and starts searching through his desk. She finds a knife. Hearing his footsteps, she quickly slips it under her pillow and lies back down. That night, she has a nightmare. She starts crying out in her sleep. Michael comes to check on her, but the moment he touches her, she jolts awake and points the knife at him. "Easy," he says calmly. "It was just a dream." Instead of reacting, he gently shows her how to hold the knife properly, how to use it, if she ever needs to. Days pass. Michael takes care of her without saying much. He helps her to the bathroom, cooks for her, gives her medicine, cleans her wounds. Slowly, she begins to heal. She starts walking again, spending time outside with the dog. And for the first time, Michael doesn't seem completely alone. One afternoon, Jessie asks how he knew her uncle. Michael tells her they served together in the military. That's when it hits her. She doesn't even know his name. When she asks, he refuses to say it. She tries again asking the dog's name, but he shrugs it off. He doesn't have one. So Jessie names him Jack. Later, she notices the chessboard and smirks. "You'd lose easy. Your rook's in the wrong place." Michael barely reacts, and instead he checks her ankle again. It's infected now. Still, he refuses to take her to a hospital. "I'll get what we need," he says. He leaves for the mainland by boat. While he's gone, Jessie looks around his desk and finds a drawing of her and Jack. It stops her. Then she opens a drawer and realizes something else he did. Open her gift. Inside is a snow globe with a lighthouse that looks exactly like the one on the island. Meanwhile, in London, a man named Manafort is being grilled during a government meeting. He's been running a secret surveillance program called Thea, one that pulls data from every phone and camera across the UK. He defends it, saying it stopped attacks and helped capture terrorists. Later, he meets privately with the Prime Minister. The recording is turned off. A deal is made. Publicly, Manafort will be fired, replaced by Roberta. But behind the scenes, nothing really changes. He'll continue running Thea in secret, and he agrees. Back in Scotland, Michael stops at a pharmacy, carefully avoiding every camera he can spot. Then he hits a clothing store, grabbing armfuls of clothes, anything to keep his face out of sight. But on his way out, a group of girls snaps a selfie, and he ends up in the background. That one image is enough. The moment it hits Thea's system, an alert goes out. Michael is flagged as a high-risk terrorist. Roberta doesn't hesitate. She deploys an assault team immediately. Back on the island, Michael returns and treats Jessie's ankle, wrapping it properly, giving her meds and even some sweets. He hands her the clothes he brought. They fit perfectly. That night, while they're eating, Michael hears something. He grabs binoculars. A boat is heading straight for the island. "Go. Lock yourself in the bathroom. Don't make a sound," he tells Jessie. She takes the knife and does exactly that. Michael steps outside, blade in hand. As the soldiers move in from the boat, he triggers a trap, cutting a rope that sends a massive rock crashing down the hillside. At the same time, a hidden net snaps tight, dragging one of them straight into the water. Then he flips on a blinding light. The soldiers, wearing night vision goggles, are instantly disoriented, half blind. They rip the goggles off and start firing as they spot Michael running. One chases him up the hill. Michael turns, smashes a lantern over his head, then fires a flare gun, igniting him on the spot. Another soldier rushes up. Michael meets him with a knife and shoves him off the edge. Inside the house, one more soldier breaks in, but Jack lunges at him. The dog fights hard, giving everything he has, but after a brutal struggle, the soldier pulls the trigger. Jack drops, dead, and just like that, everything changes. The soldier kicks the bathroom door in and rips it off its hinges. Jesse barely has time to react before he snatches the knife from her hand, grabs her arms, and drags her outside. In the garage, another soldier searches for Michael. Michael is already there, hidden, waiting. As the soldier steps forward, Michael triggers another trap. A heavy iron hook swings down at full speed, tearing straight through the soldier's body. He screams, suspended in the air. Michael pulls the rope tight, leaving him hanging, then slips back into the shadows. Moments later, another soldier enters. Michael doesn't hesitate, he lunges. They crash into each other, struggling for control. Michael rips the weapon away, but the fight turns brutal. He stabs the man 3 times, and still, the soldier keeps coming. Strong, relentless. Michael grabs a nearby oar and swings it hard, cracking it against the man's head. The soldier stumbles. Michael forces him down and presses the oar across his neck, pushing until the fight drains out of him until he stops moving. Then Jesse screams, sharp, terrified. Michael freezes for a split second, then grabs the fallen soldier's gun and sprints outside. He spots the man dragging her away. Without wasting a second, Michael fires, aiming low. The bullet hits the man's leg. He drops instantly. Jesse pulls free and stumbles aside. Now Michael has a clear shot. He takes it and the last soldier goes down. As he looks closer, he notices something. A small camera attached to one of the soldier's gear. Everything was being recorded. Michael quickly gathers the equipment. Stay here, he tells Jesse, then heads inside. He finds Jack lying still on the floor. For a moment, everything else fades. Michael kneels beside him, gently placing a hand on his head. I'm sorry I couldn't save you. He sits there in silence, then makes a call. I'm coming in, he says quietly, and I've got baggage. He ends the call and pulls out the battery. No signal, no trace. Soon after, Michael and Jesse take the soldier's boat and leave the island behind. The sea is pitch black, but they push forward into the night. Not long after, Roberta gets the news her entire team is gone. She immediately orders a special agent to be deployed. At the same time, she tells her team to dig into Jesse's background, find out who she really is. By morning, Michael and Jesse reach Scotland. Jesse notices the blood on his clothes. His wound has reopened. You're bleeding, she says. I'm fine, Michael replies calmly. Don't worry. They move quietly through the city, avoiding cameras as much as possible. Eventually, they spot a car they can use. There's just one problem, it's not theirs, and they don't have the keys. Michael turns to Jesse and quickly shows her how to use a gun. Stay sharp, keep watch, he tells her. Then he slips into a nearby house to find the keys. Inside, as he searches, a young child sees him and freezes in fear. Seconds later, the homeowner appears, pointing a gun straight at Michael. Everything is about to go sideways, but Jesse steps in. She holds her ground, forcing the man to back off just enough and demands that he help treat Michael's wound. Back at headquarters, one of Roberta's technicians spots something off. The terrorist profile we flagged earlier, it's fake. He explains that someone planted code inside the system designed to trigger an alert whenever a specific face appeared on camera. And the worst part? The code deletes itself after activation. Digging deeper, the technician pulls up the real profile. It shocks everyone. Michael is officially listed as dead killed in combat years ago. Roberta's expression hardens. Someone's playing us.